Now, here's one other. This is the most important question, and everybody can answer this question. This is the killer question. The single most important question you must ask. When they hire you for this listing, they have certain legal obligations to you under the listing agreement. I want you to ask them to name their legal obligations, to define them, and to give an example of how they would use it. Now, don't say nothing. Don't open your mouth. Just raise your hand. If we were willing to, if I was willing to bet $1,000 with you, how many people would be able to answer that question? You know all of them. You could define them correctly and give me an example. $1,000. Yeah?
And if I couldn't?
Then you owe me $1,000. Okay, you can, because I know I've taught this in other classes. Okay? Frank, you should be able to do this.
Sure.
Okay? Here's the thing. What if the homeowner asked you that? What would you do? I'll tell you what you do. You sound like Porky Pig. Or Jackie Gleason. Think about it. The legal obligations are obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accountability, reasonable care. You see, you knew it, but when asked that question that way, you didn't know it, did you? You didn't know it. Now, how many people here could define those for me? Can you define obedience? What is it?
Follow your instructions. Anything legal. Follow your instructions.
Follow my instructions, as long as it's legal.
Right.
All right, come over Saturday, clean the garage. That's legal. Okay, the definition is to obey your wishes regarding the listing, as long as it's within the framework of the listing agreement and the law. Framework of the listing agreement and the law. What about loyalty? Who can define loyalty for me? Yeah.
Well, I think you have fiduciary to your client to, represent them and protect their interests. Okay.
Nope.
So I'm wrong.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
Right.
Is fiduciary, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Loyalty, the definition is to put the owner's interest above all others, including my own. That's the definition. Disclosure?
What?
Disclosure? Anybody know? Anybody get a shot? You want to get a shot?
Disclosure to the homeowner, as far as what I know, as far as offers. I have to give them offers that I know of, or they should ask me questions about the buyers, as far as their qualifications.
You're on the right track, but there's a train coming. Okay. To disclose all material information that would affect the sale of the house. Here's a prime example. Years ago, there was a group of investors who heard, and you've heard it at insider trading, they heard about this thing happening down in Florida. So what happened was they went around to start buying up these like so-called worthless lots, like $100 a piece, with the plan on selling them for $1,000 a piece to Walt Disney.
Hello?
By not disclosing to those homeowners, those brokers were in violation of disclosure rules. Okay? Confidentiality? to keep confident any privileged information you give me. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, if for no other reason you should hire me, is because I follow confidentiality laws. You have no idea how many times I'll go to a broker open house and I'll get the listing agent saying that the homeowner is flexible. Does that happen? You have no idea. They don't even tell it to other brokers, they tell it to buyers directly. That cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. You see the benefit of having someone like me market your home? Okay. So then you have accountability, which really we don't have to worry about. In downstate New York, the attorneys take care of the money. It's the funds, okay, that go into escrow. And then reasonable care, to show care that a professional would above and beyond what an amateur would. Okay? It's almost like to cut hair today, to style hair. Do you need a license? Yes, you do. But are there people who turn around and do it in their garage and they have no license? Yeah. Could you expect a licensed beautician more from them than your girlfriend's cutting your hair in your garage? Exactly. Same thing. Okay. So I'm going to ask them that. So you got 4 questions to ask them when you interview the other agent. And then once you do that, you compare me to the others and make your decision. But I already know it's going to be me. Yeah. That, but it's all, it's all part of the agency disclosure. It's all part of the disclosure part. I assume that you did that, but. Well, here's the thing. Then I'll leave the house.